This is my farm. It's on the brink of bankruptcy. Today we will create a new field, build a large windmill, and even buy a new combine harvester. All of this is to ensure the farm starts generating hundreds of thousands of dollars every month. If you're interested, subscribe to the channel and we'll get started. Waking up in the morning, I immediately headed to the fields where I saw that the wheat field had already sprouted. It would be great to harvest the crop, but we need a combine harvester and a header for that. Since we don't have any money in the account, we need to go earn some. First, we'll sell our strawberries, which have been accumulating for several months. We take the tractor with a trailer and drive to the greenhouses. There are quite a lot of strawberries, so we carefully load the strawberry pallets onto the trailer, gradually securing them with straps. When the trailer is full, we head to the selling point. After unloading the strawberries, we made a decent profit, just over $20,000 from one trailer. Since I want to sell all the strawberries we have, we head back to the greenhouses, load the remaining pallets, and go sell them. After selling the second trailer of strawberries, we have $40,000 in the account. But I think that might not be enough to buy a new combine harvester, so we'll need to earn a bit more. On the way back from the selling point to the farm, I thought about stopping by the sawmill, as there are only a couple of pallets of strawberries left near the greenhouses, and I don't feel like hauling such a small load. Arriving at the sawmill, we see that a batch of pallets is ready for sale, so we load them onto the trailer, secure them with straps, and head to sell them. We earned another $26,000 from the pallets. I think that should be enough now. On the way back, I stopped by the store where I had already picked out a new combine harvester and header for it, so we head back to the farm to drop off our tractor. After leaving the tractor, I noticed that the cornfield is almost ripe and will soon need to be harvested. So, without wasting any time, we head to the store where we buy the combine harvester and header, which cost us $43,000. Getting into the combine harvester and picking up the header, we drive back to the farm. Since it's already evening and too late to start working in the field, we leave the combine harvester and take the tractor with the tank, as I've been wanting to bring water to the greenhouses for a while. After filling the tank with water, we head to the greenhouses and fill their reservoirs. Then we can go rest. Waking up early in the morning, we immediately head to the combine harvester to start working in the field as soon as possible. As I leave the farm, I see that the corn has already sprouted and is also ready for harvest. Now we have 2 fields ready for harvesting, and we need to collect them as quickly as possible. Arriving at the wheat field, we lower the header, start it, and begin harvesting the wheat. After about half an hour, the combine harvester's storage is full, so we run to the tractor and attach our first trailer, which has been sitting idle for so long. After loading it, we head to the chicken coop, where we dump the grain into the feeder. As you may remember, I was planning to buy chickens as soon as we got the first wheat. Now we can finally buy a couple of dozen chickens and 1 rooster. We return to the field, get back in the combine harvester, and continue harvesting the wheat. After unloading the second trailer of wheat into the feeders, they were completely filled, but there was still a little wheat left in the trailer, and we need to figure out where to put it, as well as the rest of the harvest, since there's still more in the field. So I decided to build a small grain elevator. There was already one on the farm, but it wasn't operational, so I demolished it, which cost me some money. But the most important thing is that we're building a new elevator in its place, which costs us another $11,000. After that, we finally unload the remaining wheat from the trailer into it. Now that we have a place to store the entire harvest, I decided to get a larger trailer, but to do that, we need to reattach the sides. As soon as I did that, we head back to the field, where the hired worker is already continuing the harvest. All that's left for us to do is drive alongside and unload the harvest from the combine's tank into the trailer. To avoid waiting and wasting time until the trailer is full, I decided to take what we already have. By the second half of the day, the wheat harvest was completed. We park the combine near the hangar and take the remaining wheat to the elevator. Since we've already harvested the wheat, it's time to harvest the corn. But first, we need to clear out the silage pit, so we go to sell the remaining silage. After selling the silage, we return to the farm, take our second tractor, attach the header, and drive to the trailer where we assemble the setup for corn harvesting. The process goes quite quickly, and within 15 minutes, the trailer is full. We detach the header and take the trailer to the pit, remove the loading pipe from there, and unload our forage. After that, we return to harvesting. Although loading the trailer with forage was quick, going back and forth is very tiring. This work was very long and tedious, and I was doing it until evening. Then it started raining. which meant the workday was over and I could go rest. Waking up early in the morning without wasting time, I returned to the forage work to finish it as soon as possible. After 2 hours, there was a good pile of forage in the silage pit, but it was too steep to drive up properly. So we take the tractor and start compacting it. After compacting the forage a bit, we return to harvesting. After bringing in a few more trailer loads, the silage pit was full, meaning it was ready for further compacting. So we take our tractor and begin compacting the forage. After about half an hour, the forage was fully compacted, and now we can cover it with a tarp and wait for it to fully ferment into silage. So the silage pit is full, but we still have about half the cornfield left, and we need to harvest it somehow. Since we fortunately have a combine harvester, we just need to buy a header for it. So we take this header back to the farm and leave the trailer. It will still come in handy. Then we get into the combine harvester and head to the store. Upon arriving, we buy the most suitable header for us and then immediately head to the field where we continue harvesting the corn. The process went much faster, and within 30 minutes, the combine's storage was full. We drive up to the trailer we left here earlier and unload all the contents. To speed up the process, I decide to hire a worker for the combine while I drive alongside, collecting the harvested corn. After filling the trailer a little more than halfway, I went to the selling point, as I was curious to see how much we would get for it. Upon arriving and unloading the corn, we received $13,000 for the partial trailer load. I'm not even sure if that's a lot or not for that amount of corn. We return to the field and continue harvesting the corn ourselves. After finishing the entire field, we had about 16,000 liters of corn in the trailer, which is pretty good. Since it was already evening, we parked our combine by the hangar, as we wouldn't need it anymore. Then we took the tractor and went to sell the remaining harvest, nearly 16,000 liters of corn. Arriving at the selling point, we earned $20,000. On the way back to the farm, I noticed that the fuel gauge was showing a low level, so I immediately headed to the store to refuel the tractor, as we had left a couple of cans by the edge of the building. There was no need to buy anything, so we refueled and returned to the farm. Once back, I thought about building another greenhouse, but a tree was in the way. So we cut it down and took it to the sawmill. Now, in its place, we build a new greenhouse, which costs us $10,000. Now we need to get it up and running, but for that, we need water. I think I'll handle that tomorrow. So for now, it's time to go to sleep. Upon waking up, we immediately take the tractor and tank and head to the fire hydrant, where we fill the tank with water. Then we return to the greenhouses and evenly distribute the water among the 3 greenhouses, and we start strawberry production. Since we don't have much work to do, I decided to focus on making money. So we take the tractor, remove the sides from the trailer, and go to sell the strawberries, which have grown quite a lot during the time we spent in the fields. After loading all the available strawberries, the trailer was full. We head to the selling point, where we earned $20,000 for the trailer of strawberries. Now we head to the sawmill and start selling the pallets. After selling about 4 trailer loads of pallets, we had almost $150,000, which is pretty good. I'm glad I built this production. It brings in a very good income. After finishing with the pallet sales and returning to the farm, I decide to buy a few more dozen chickens, which cost us $2,000. Since we still have a decent amount of money left, I decide to buy another plot of land, specifically the one where our production is located. This cost us $85,000, and on this plot, I want to create another large field. For this, we run to the tractor, attach the deep ripper, and go to mark out the boundaries of our new field. After marking the boundaries of the field, this is what it should look like. Now, we'll fill in these boundaries. Due to the size of the field, I only managed to finish creating it by evening. Now it's time to rest. Waking up in the morning, I decide to build a windmill, since we'll now have much more harvest than before, and I don't want to sell it for peanuts. So we place the windmill not far from our fields, which costs us $20,000. Since we don't have any wheat yet, we buy some for $2,000 and start flour production. The windmill is working, so now we can move on to working in the field. We still have 2 sections of the field to plow, so without wasting any time, we jump into the tractor, attach the cultivator, and start working. We'll hire a worker for the first field, and for the second field, I'll go myself, taking the old tractor and the deep ripper. The work was slow but steady. Since I'm not working alone now, I think it won't take us too much time. The worker we hired finished his job faster, so I called him over to help us. That's it. The work is done, and now all 3 fields are ready for planting. For this, we'll need a seeder. After attaching it, we see that we have very few seeds left, so we head to the store to buy more, and at the same time, pick up a couple of fuel cans for the tractor. After buying seeds and refueling the tractor, we head to the field where we leave the hired worker to continue working. I take the second tractor and planter and also head to the field, but we'll be planting corn instead of wheat. While working, I noticed that the fuel indicator on my tractor was almost empty, so I left the worker, took the pickup, and went to the store, where I bought a couple more fuel cans. After refueling the tractor, we continued the work. After some time, the first field was completely planted, with 2 more to go. Since I wanted to finish all the field work by the end of the day, we needed to speed up. So I decided it would be wise to plant the third field with half wheat and half corn. A few minutes later, our hired worker finished his job and joined us. Together, we started working on the last section, and by around 7 p.m., the work was completely done. So we moved all the equipment back to the farm, and with a sense of accomplishment, we went to rest. And that's all I have. If you want to see the continuation, just subscribe to the channel. Bye!